So there's a question I keep hearing people ask, and I thought I'd make a cool video, and it's, is Puerto Escondido going to be the next Tulum? Now, before I answer the question, is Puerto Escondido the next blank, fill in city name, let's first dive a little bit deeper. Now, I've been in Puerto for the last 3 months-ish, and in general, it's not very touristy, which is amazing. But the tourists that are here, we feel like we found something special. Like we've stumbled across Neverland, and Peter Pan's to our left being like, don't tell anybody. And it sounds silly, but it's kind of true. So I get it. I get why people love it here. It has this kind of untouched charm to the place. With the dirt roads and the small markets, some emerging modern conveniences, and on top of it all, look at that backdrop. It's insanely gorgeous. So you can't blame people for falling in love with this place. And on top of it all, there's hardly anybody here. Whoa, that's a cool little keyhole. So the question I'm sure on everybody's tongue right now is, where are the tourists? Bing, 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 bing. That is the correct question. Because if this place is so great, why is it not just overrun with them? And after doing a little bit of research, the answer comes down to 2 things. One, the airport. The airport here is not meant for large international flights. So if you want to come here from outside the country, you have to fly into Mexico City or some other larger airport within the country and then fly here. And the layovers are usually not great because they only have a couple flights coming in and out of Puerto every single day. Secondly, it's the road systems. The roads here are not big highways. They're these windy, long, skinny roads. And the next city over, the major city, Oaxaca, to go from there to here is a 6 to 10-hour drive. And if you're a family looking for a weekend vacation spot, the idea of throwing your kids in the back seat, kicking and screaming for 10 hours, woo!
Feels like we've been driving forever.
Feels like we've been driving forever.
No, thank you. So both from air and from land, it's just kind of hard to get to Puerto. Whoa! Look at this like cave system. Now, just because Puerto Escondido is kind of hard to get to, it doesn't mean people haven't been coming here. And I want to kind of go explore this, so while I do, here's some animated numbers. Now, the population of Puerto has pretty much doubled in the last 10 years, going from roughly 20,000 in 2005 to close to 50,000 by 2020. And the airport is reported as one of the fastest growing airports in the country, with traffic up 20% just in the last year. All right, that's getting pretty high. I need to get out of here. But now that we've kind of gotten a sense of tourism and what it's like here in Puerto now, let's take a step back and look at the overall trend of tourism in Mexico over the last 8 years. Because I think that'll give us a better perspective about what I think is going to happen to Puerto in the near future. Now, the whole of Mexico has seen this explosion of tourism since 2013, making it the 7th most visited country in the world. And this is largely attributed to President Enrique Peña Nieto, who took office in 2012 and put a large emphasis on making Mexico a worldwide destination. Hi. Oh, hi. 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 No, don't bite that. Oh, beach dogs. Okay, gotta go, guys. Okay, what do you guys think? How high can I climb on this old abandoned water slide? Woohoo! This is a horrible horrible idea. Oh. No, we're not doing it. It's too steep. It's just too steep. Okay, let's rein it back in here. The point is that travel both in Mexico and in Puerto Escondido is going up. But luckily for Puerto, it still has those two barriers that are keeping it kind of true to its name and a hidden gem. But those two barriers are about to go away. And that's because the government has just announced a huge expansion plan for the airport that will allow it to take international flights. Secondly, the government has also announced plans for a huge superhighway going from Oaxaca to Puerto Escondido, which means if you're a family looking for a weekend vacation, Puerto Escondido just became a lot more enticing. All right, this is Martin. Martin, what do you think Puerto Escondido is going to be like in 10 years?
I think Puerto Escondido it's gonna be totally different, but it's gonna be much more busier with more tourists than expect for sure.
All right, Ethan, what do you think? Puerto Escondido in 10 years, what does it look like?
I think it's gonna be really busy. It's gonna grow up a lot. Not dirt road anymore. It's gonna look like touristy.
This is Ethan. That's Martin, my two roommates. Thanks, guys. And locals all pretty much agree with that assessment. And doing a little asking around, honestly, most of them aren't really happy about it. And I can't blame them for that. Imagine someone coming to you and saying that your small town was about to explode onto the global travel map and change everything. I mean, you'd be pretty upset as well. So, I get it. So let's wrap this video up here, guys. Answer to the question, is Puerto Escondido the next Tulum? Well, I don't know. Maybe. It has the potential to. But the real question is, will it look different in 10 years? And the answer to that question is a resounding yes. And it's a little sad. It is, I'll admit, to know a place like this is gonna change dramatically in the next 10 years. And if it was up to me, I'd have it stay the same as it is now for as long as possible. That is where I'm gonna end today's video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you learned a little bit about Mexico, Puerto Escondido. Yeah, if you have, like, subscribe, do all of those things. But the show is over. The vlog, it is done. I will see you guys in the next video. Also, look at this cool, like, abandoned building. I was just driving by and there's just nothing here. It's like someone started construction and like just middle of the way stopped. Or maybe they were like done and like they were using it for something and then like now they're not using it for something. It's kind of like on the other side of the main strip. So I could see maybe it like just became not busy enough to sustain. But there's buildings like this all up and down this like other half of the main strip because there's tourists coming. As you guys know, there's tourists coming, but they ain't here yet. So there's lots of places just like this that are kind of have been left by the wayside here. Anyways, see you guys in the next video. Peace! Oh, there's so many spiders. Get off me, get off me, get off me, get off me.